tell you, it is cold up here. One business that is facing a backlash almost across the board is the media. There are a lot of questions about what the future may hold for members of the press trying to cover the Trump White House. But one thing's for sure, it'll be far different than it's been with this guy who held his final presidential press conference earlier today.
I've spent a lot of time on in my farewell address talking about the state of our democracy. It goes without saying that essential to that is a free press. I have enjoyed working with all of you. That does not, of course, mean that I've enjoyed every story that you have filed, but that's the point of this relationship. You're not supposed to be sycophants. You're supposed to be skeptics. You're supposed to ask me tough questions.
I'm now joined by former Boston Globe columnist and guy from MSNBC. That'd be Mike Barnicle. Hey there, Mike.
How are you, Jim?
So you heard the president. I'm great. The president just said you got to ask tough questions. So there's something I'm hoping you can clarify for me. Speaking of tough questions, what is Aleppo? Do you feel personal responsibility for derailing the whole third-party movement in 2016?
No.
That question to Gary Johnson?
No, Gary did that by himself. I thought he was kidding when I asked him that question.
You asked him, are you kidding?
I thought he was kidding. I mean, it was a morning when in every paper in America there had been another horrendous story about young people, refugees, parents being slaughtered in the city of Aleppo in Syria, sort of a vital aspect of running for president. I was stunned.
Maybe it was the marijuana. So Barack Obama was asked today about what role are you going to play in protecting your legacy, your key issues. And he talked about protecting core principles, laid them out. What role do you think he will play and what role should he play after Friday?
Well, what role he should be play is obviously up to now, soon to be the former president of the United States. I think the role he will play is just by his very presence here in the Capitol. It's going to be odd to begin with.
Sort of like two popes in the Vatican kind of thing.
Sort of, yeah. And by the strength of his character and his literacy and his ability to articulate a problem, a message, a hope, a disappointment to this country over the past 8 years, it's going to be so fresh in the memory of people. I think that that's going to be the most powerful role he plays.
You know, one thing he couldn't do is he couldn't change the culture, and it was pretty clear. First week, economic stimulus bill, not one single Republican vote in the House of Representatives. Does Donald Trump have potential to do more to cross the aisle on things like his assault on Big Pharma, his protection of Medicare, infrastructure spending? Is there a possibility of aisle crossing with him?
Well, that's up to the Democrats, isn't it? I mean, and I would hope that there are going to be some issues where there'll be a little more give from the Democrats on issues that the incoming president proposes, and there certainly was among the Republicans. You got to remember, and everyone does remember, that President Obama assumed office on January 20th, 2009, in the wake of having his citizenship questioned repeatedly by who? By Donald J. Trump. The evening of his inauguration, just less than a quarter of a mile from where we sit right now, Mitch McConnell had a steak dinner and about 25 Republican senators there, and their principal objective was to destroy the Obama presidency in its crib. So I would hope that the Democrats would do more for the country than the Republicans certainly did.
You know, a lot of people said, I don't know if you were amongst them during this campaign, Trump is really not ideological. Then you see this list of nominees who are really ideological. So where does the truth lie in terms of what's inside there?
Well,
you know the guy.
We're going to find out. We are going to find out. I mean, he's a hybrid. I mean, some of the things that he believes in or proposes to believe in are things that Democrats believe in. Some of the things are what Republicans believe in, but he's his own person, is going to be, you know, you're buying a ticket on a ride every day. You don't know where that ride's going to go.
Well, is he going to have trouble with his own party, too? I mean, it's pretty clear.
So.
When he said things like, we're going to file a replacement on the same day we're working on it. Again, his protection of Medicare, when we know that Paul Ryan wants to privatize it. He's going to have ruffle some feathers and have some issues there, too, no?
Jim, he is a 70-year-old fully formed adult. He's not going to change. What we have seen over the past 18 months, we're going to continue to see. That's what we're going to get. Everybody is going to have trouble with this guy, I would think.
Well, when you say that's what we're going to get, I mean, obviously Friday at noon's the inaugural thing. We're talking to Corey Lewandowski before about whether this whole let Trump be Trump kind of thing. Is Trump going to be Trump on Friday? Is it going to be one of these things you're either with me or against me? Or is he going to do that unity talk like he tried to do with the Republican convention?
I don't think he will do that in the inaugural address.
Which one?
Well, first of all, How about the idea of at noon on Friday, I, Donald J. Trump? I mean,
He said that, not me, but
okay,
go ahead.
all right, I'm just saying. I mean, a huge percentage of people in the country are going to be saying, wow, it really happened. So I don't think he's going to be like that in his inaugural address, but you know, how he will be in his day-to-day behavior as president, I think his temperament is going to be the governing factor early on in his presidency.
Nice to see you, Mike Blanco.
Always a pleasure.
Great. Take care.